Sorry. Okay, so this is another episode of Two Set AI, and we talk about fun applications and interesting stuff around AI. Can you hear that? That's my daughter.
That's okay. No.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay. So today we're going to talk about an application we built for voice to tweet. So, Mehdi, how did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, interesting. So you know that large language models have changed dramatically the way that we interact with the computers, especially after ChatGPT was introduced by OpenAI. But if you think about it, all of the chat interfaces that we currently use are nothing but text-based. You just go there is like a text area, you type a message, you hit a button, and the LLM will spit out some response, right? However, we as humans, right, communicate via voice, sound. And
I do it all the time on WeChat.
exactly. I mean, typing is tedious, it's slow, it's error prone, you have typos and all that. So the easier, better way is to use audio, right? Or voice. And again, thanks to OpenAI and a couple of other companies like NVIDIA and Mozilla, speech recognition has become very prevalent, right? Just with a few lines of code, you can download a speech recognition model to transcribe audio files, or even you can, if you have a text, you can convert it into speech. Therefore, for this application, I was thinking of so the idea is very simple. It's like a transcribing audio file, right? That's basically what it is. It's nothing more than that. However, the application, the use case itself could be very interesting. So when you are in a conference or at an event, usually you want to tweet all the time. But if you want to type, it's tedious. You have to type, and you may make a mistake, things like that. The easier way is just to talk to it, and then it converts that, write it for you, and then you can easily send it. Pretty quick, right?
Yeah, we can think about use cases later. How about let's do a walkthrough of the how this application works.
Yes. Okay, so let me show you the demo.
Cool.
I have it here. So I have already uploaded or deployed the application on a server. So when you go there, you log in, let's say using your Gmail or using your email, and it comes to this. So the UI is pretty straightforward, nothing really complicated. There is this button where you can record yourself. So let me click on it, and now I am speaking. So it's recording my voice.
Can you share screen?
It's not okay. So you won't be able to see that. Awesome. I have to share my screen. Okay, so let me refresh that one more time so you can see that. So this is the application right now. Do you see my screen?
Yep, I can see your screen now.
Perfect. All right, so it's a pretty simple UI. There's nothing in there except for a sign up button and a record button here. So let's say I click on it, and now I am speaking. You can see by this visualization that my voice is being recorded. I intentionally did it for 30 seconds, usually because the tweets have to be short, but you can change that. Let me just stop here, and then I click on this button to turn it into a tweet. So this is what I said a few moments ago. You can see it's pretty accurate, especially for
It's not bad.
English.
What
Yeah.
model did you use?
So I am using the Whisper V1 model. So I think behind the scene, it uses the large one, so there are different versions of Whisper. I am using the large version. The good thing is I am using, the API, so it's pretty fast. And then, all right, so now if you click on this button, it pop up this window where you can essentially just post it on your Twitter. So that's the use case. Right? So you record your voice, you just transcribe it into a text, and then you can post it on Twitter. Obviously, if there is any typo or something, you can fix that. Otherwise, you can directly just post it.
Yeah, this is
And
really cool. Can we go to the repository and then let's take a look at the key pieces that's making this up.
sure, yes. So this is the repo. I have already explained like how it works and how to set it up. So if you follow these instructions, you're gonna be, good to go. The front end is I use React. I added authentication. If you want to run it locally, you probably don't need that. But because I wanted to deploy that, so I added this authentication using this clerk framework. And for the front end, I deployed that on Vercel. For the back end, I deployed it right on fly.io. So my backend and front end are two different applications that I deployed them on two different web servers. I could have done it like combined all together and deploying just on one place, but I wanted to just show how you can do it differently. Let me just jump into the code in here. As I said, the use case, the pipeline itself is very straightforward. So the front end is nothing but just having a media player where you can record your voice. And then the most important part is this function here. When let's say you stop recording, it is going to just send that audio file to my backend, right? And then on the backend side here, in this function, I will get the audio file, and then I am just creating an audio file, let's say on the server side. I will call OpenAI with my API key, and I will attach the audio file with it. And here is the model that I'm using. So you can change this Whisper model here. So OpenAI is going to transcribe the file for me, send it back, write the transcript itself, and then I simply send the transcript back to the user. So this is the way that you are using, let's say, the app if you want to use OpenAI. If you want to run it locally, meaning that if you want to download one of these Whisper models and then do everything local, then I added another file that I called it audio service local. Here I am showing two different ways of doing that. There are multiple Python libraries where you can use to locally, for example, transcribe audio files. And both of them are pretty fast, pretty good. I just wanted to add these two approaches just in case if someone is interested in one or the other one. So you can take a look at these two implementations here and use whichever that best suits you.
Yeah, this sounds really straightforward, but you included in this repository both the local version and the deployed version on the server, right?
Yes,
So users of this repository could potentially take this further and build something on top of it that could be, even more interesting. Can you think of something that people can build on top of this?
that's a very good question. Yes, what they can do, I mean, here I just restricted that only to 30 seconds. So if you remove, right, because the code is open source, you can use it and change it however you want. You can essentially just remove that restriction so you can record like unlimited. So what you can do with that, what is it good for? For recording yourself as your personal note. So you can talk and then you can record maybe for 10, 15 minutes, and then you can transcribe it. What else you can do with it when you have the transcript? For example, you can combine it with a like LLM, summarize your note, right? Extract key points from that. You can do all sorts of things with it. But for this particular application, I didn't want to do any of that. You can, for example, even transcribe it. Sorry, not translate that, right? So if you, let's say you speak in English, for example, the Whisper already supports other languages, but another way of doing that, if you don't want to do that, what you can do is instead you can speak in English and then get that transcript translated to another language that, for example,
Oh,
you're
I actually
speaking.
tried it. I tried it because I wanna respond. I wanna say something in Farsi, and I used English, and I tried to do that, but it turns out that ChatGPT actually behind the scene. I tried it on ChatGPT. Behind
Okay.
the scene actually it refined my words too. So I probably have to tune my prompt to make sure that stick to strictly translate what I said and
Mhm.
don't beef it up in any ways. Uh, so I didn't post it because I asked it to translate back to English, and I realized this is not what I said.
Okay.
So you
Yeah,
gotta be
definitely.
very careful with that. But that's a very good use case, right? Because this way you can empower people who are speaking different languages and then be able to post in English potentially if they don't speak English.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. And as I said, a better use case would be just to record, let's say yourself for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes or even more than that, or 1 hour. And then you can just transcribe this very long conversation or thought, whatever you have on your mind, you can, convert it into text and then just summarize it, convert to different, I don't know, to-do list, all sorts of things, right?
Yeah.
Extract key points, things like that.
Yeah, this I feel like it's not something that's unimaginable. I'm curious, I don't see Twitter has it. Why do you think that Twitter doesn't have it yet? They have a
Um,
mic, but it can record you, but it plays as a message, a voice.
yeah, I'm
Doesn't
not
do the
sure.
description.
Um, Perhaps, I don't know, maybe they didn't find it useful.
I don't know. Yeah, I find it useful because I feel Twitter is you're posting something to a lot of other people, and it's very short, which means it's very visual. I don't
Hmm.
want to click on a button to hear what somebody else is saying. That works in a more one-on-one, setting. Like I'm talking to you, and we want to be async, so I text by with an audio, right? But specifically to you, and I know you're gonna listen to it, so that works this way. But Twitter
Hmm.
is like you're posting something for everybody else to look at. So I think the text makes more sense to me rather than an audio message. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
maybe we should sell it to Twitter. They're gonna be they're gonna
Yeah.
be
Elon
like,
Musk,
no,
yeah,
sorry.
we're open to
Yeah.
negotiate.
Yeah. One more question. What do you think of the use case for the end user of this application? So somebody, let's say they're tweeting, right? When would they use something like this? Like, are they under a roll? Like if they're like driving on a
Yes.
bus, I want to say something.
Essentially, when you are not going to type. So it could be like at any, circumstance or situation, but preferably, let's say when you are at a conference or at an event where, let's say you want to just post multiple times, not just once, right? Um, and then each time you have to type, and it's very error prone, right? It's prone to typos, mistakes, things like that, and it's also tedious. So an easier, better way would be just to talk and then, right, it transcribe it for you, so you can just take a look at the tweet to make sure there is no error with it, and then you can hit a button and post it. That's one of the use cases. Or let's say on the road, obviously you don't, while you are driving or something like that, you should
Yeah,
not use
something.
your phone, right? It's
Yeah,
illegal.
yeah,
However, I don't know, for whatever reason, let's say, yeah, you can just turn the mic on and start talking to that, and
yeah,
then you can record it, let's say, if it is not for 30 seconds, and then,
yeah.
collect your thoughts, right? And then
Exactly,
later
exactly.
on, maybe
Yeah.
just, use them. Yeah,
Maybe when I'm showering, like I'm just kidding. Like thoughts came to me, and then I have to tweet this, but then I have to find a way to record it, right?
exactly.
Yeah, and tweet it. Yeah, sounds good. If anybody who's interested in talking with us about use cases, we're here to help. We started our consulting business to help users build a large language model use cases, realize whatever you want to build using AI. So
Yeah, even
that's it for
even
today.
if they have some interesting, applications or use cases that they would like to see some kind of prototype, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they can
I
leave a
think we should use
comment
you.
or
Let's
somehow
not
let
use
us
they.
know.
We should because this is a YouTube video. Let's use you. Yeah. You're
Yeah,
welcome to reach out to us.
absolutely. Yeah, you're welcome to reach out anywhere on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and or leave a comment somehow,
Leave a
right?
comment. Yeah. Yep. Sounds good. Thank you, Mady.
Sure. Thank you. Have a good day.